Voila! Welcome to the Amanda Nothando Show. I'm Amanda and thank you guys for watching. I am so super excited about today's show because joining me on the show is a lovely guest who drove all the way from Calgary just to be here. Please help me welcome the CEO and founder of Profolio Photography, Armand Flores. Welcome, Armand.
Pleasure to be here.
That's great. And also Armand is part of the FCM, which is the Filipino Canadian magazine, which is based in Calgary.
Correct.
Right. Awesome. So there's a couple of stories, right, that show exactly how the media hates the millennials, which is absurd. Yeah. I kind of read a lot on millennials lately,
Yes.
right? So let's talk about working, right? Saying that you're working. We're now in a world that's filled with media, right? Where millennials, they have social media, Instagram, and Facebook, Snapchat, right? Stuff like that.
Yes.
And you, in your field of work as photography, how do you get involved with the millennials? Do they come as often to you, or it's other generations that work with you the most?
Well, actually, it's now the generation of millennials, right, that we need to adopt.
Right.
That we need it. Actually, it's wonderful to have it.
Right.
It's actually a tool for us, more especially on our business.
Okay.
That social media is a big part of our marketing and promotion.
Right. Okay.
So probably 10 years from now, ago that we don't have this technology, it's quite different, totally different, right? The world that we have it, right? With the film and the photography business, and with social media, it's way better.
Oh, okay.
So it depends on how you take it.
Right.
If you take an advantage of it and you know how to use it, well, then there you go.
That's awesome. Oh, I thought it would actually be difficult, but now that the fact that you're actually saying you need it, it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's a must. Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's something that you actually look forward to in the future and not be afraid of the job market, right?
No, not at all. I see it as an advantage. We see it as an advantage right now.
Oh, okay.
There's like pros and cons, right? And we're actually leaning more on the pros.
On the pro. Okay.
How you're gonna roll it, what's gonna be the advantages, disadvantages. You should know and balance, right?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I'm excited for you now. Yeah, because I was also concerned, you see how even phones, the quality is improving every time.
Absolutely.
Right, and then you're like, do we really need cameras anymore?
Exactly.
Right, so if you're saying you actually need in terms of technology, that's awesome, right? Did you just start straight into photography? Or you worked for other people, obviously, right?
Okay, yeah.
And when you were working for other people, before you actually worked for other people looking for a job,
right?
Did you look for good benefits or just I need to work hard to get somewhere? I don't care about the benefits because I'll get them eventually.
Well,
how did you used to do? How did you used to go about it looking for work?
Well, it depends. Actually, it depends on the mindset and the training, right?
Right.
Well, first, of course, most of us we started in school, right? That's how we taught.
Right.
You need to go to school to finish and land a job, right?
Right.
And get a career,
Right.
So I learned that way as well. But I have some mentors that actually taught me in a different way. Like you could be an entrepreneur. What about that?
Right.
That's the direction actually that we're leading right now.
Okay.
And if we're actually leading somebody right now, and we're gonna lead them the same way.
Right.
Okay. The system is there since then.
Right.
That you need to go to school, you need to finish, you need to have a career, get a loan, get a mortgage, get a payment, and then so on and so forth.
Right.
Okay. But the little few of them think the different way.
Right.
I want to be the boss.
Right. And it's a small percentage.
Very
You
small,
agree, right?
very small.
Okay.
So now that's why FCM is here. That's why we are here
Yeah.
leading
Yeah.
the millennials right now,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
into this path,
Right.
okay,
Okay.
being independent, being an entrepreneur,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So that's the mindset that we need to inject
Injecting
into
people.
people, into
Right.
minds of most
So
especially
not
millennials.
just only millennials, but every
Everyone,
other generation.
every other generation. It's never too late.
Right. And I like your last statement. It's never too late.
Never too late.
And that's the whole purpose, even for the show,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
Because I aim to inspire people, despite of their age. That's why I don't mind bringing people from different races, from
Exactly.
different age groups,
Yeah.
even babies.
That's right.
I have huge plans for babies
Yes,
too, right?
right.
Because some people can get inspired by kids because
Exactly.
you don't know what they have, what they're thinking that can actually motivate somebody who's just sitting thinking the normal, like you're saying, you need to go to school and get a degree.
Yes.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad
Yeah,
thing.
It's the fundamentals actually, you know.
Right.
The right tools.
Yes.
For it to start with.
Yes, which is I
Yes.
totally
Yeah.
agree with you, right?
Right.
And it's a good thing that you know that I hope everybody else thinks that way, especially entrepreneurs, because some people are like, oh well, if I can lend myself this
Yeah.
job through social media, I don't need school.
Right. Yeah.
It's a
True.
shallow way of thinking,
True,
right?
yeah.
But then school at the same time guides us,
Right.
right, on the field, on the path that we want to go,
Correct,
right? And that's awesome, like your words of encouragement saying, oh, it's never too late
Never too
to
late to
do
everyone.
anything,
No,
right?
not
So
at all.
at what age did you start photography?
Actually, at a very young age.
Okay.
You know, I was probably I was like 7, 6. I was given by my grandma camera, point and shoot camera.
Okay.
And then I was like fascinated by it. You know,
Right.
the technology part of it, the artistic part of it. You know, so every year, every reunion during her birthday, I was the photographer. You know what I mean? I was like
Wow.
6, 7, 8, until when I grow older, right?
Right.
So the very first years, I often cut their heads because I was using film at the time. You know, you can
Right.
edit it, right? I was like,
Right.
Armand, I almost cut my head. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
But
And you're
then,
still young, like
I
you
was so
wouldn't
young
know,
at that
yeah.
time, right? So it all started with passion, actually.
Okay.
Just like you.
Yeah.
I read your,
Yeah.
biography, and that's your passion, right?
Right. Yes.
So if you have the passion in you, then you have to drive it,
Right.
and then get there.
And get there. Eventually,
Yeah.
you will get there.
Yes.
Right. So, were you in the Philippines or you were already here in Canada?
Back in the Philippines.
Back in the Philippines.
So
okay.
the passion actually there was just like, it's a passion, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm not really doing it. It's just like a hobby
Okay.
because I'm doing other things, which
Okay.
is more of like being an entrepreneur in sales and marketing. And
Oh, okay.
That's my,
Full-time
full-time
at
where
the
I
moment.
graduated, right?
Okay.
So I graduated in management, Bachelor in Science, Commerce, major in management. So that's my field of work,
Oh, okay.
per
Yeah.
se, right?
And that's another thing. That's a smart way of thinking. I'm not saying that people who leave their full-time jobs, some people make it,
Yeah.
right? When
Yeah.
you leave your full-time job, but you also need to pay your bills as you focus
Exactly.
on on your passion,
Exactly.
right? And eventually you'll get there.
Yes.
Some people look at you, they're like, where is this gonna
Yeah.
go or whatever. But just the drive,
Yes.
and it's funny that even you not being a millennial, it's a millennial way of thinking.
Yes.
Sorry to say.
Well, you need to be there. You need to be. You need to be there. You need to be part of it.
You need to be
right?
part of it,
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
And and you just need to catch up with the times.
Exactly.
That's how it is,
Exactly.
right?
Never resist change.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's
Yes,
good, right?
yes.
So it turns out that millennials like material stuff.
Yes.
Right, you agree with that, right? But aren't willing to work for them. It is also said that millennials won't take a job that's too hard.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah,
You know,
it's let's balance
like-
with what I want to do. I can testify to that, but
From
I
top
would
to
rather
top.
work hard on my baby
Right,
than to
right.
work hard on another job. But as long as it's giving me food on the table,
Right.
it's
Exactly.
good,
Yeah.
right? So is it? So I was just gonna ask, is it true? And you totally agree that
Yes.
millennials don't like working hard? Not that they don't like, but I think they focus more on their passion than anything? What do you think? Do they focus more on their passion or their full-time studied job?
Well, not in general, right? It depends still, depending on the person,
Okay.
right? So as I've said before a while ago, that it depends on the training.
Okay.
So the roots, right? So if you train a child, since he or she's still young, right?
Right.
And you put on the right training, the fundamentals, and the guidance,
Okay.
then I think that's the best way, for a
Right.
person to be right there. Because if I know from the very start that I'll be a photographer, I'll be successful as a photographer,
Yeah.
I should have done it way
Way
before.
before.
When
'Cause
I was
that's-
so young.
That's exactly what I was just about to ask. It just came, the question
You know
came
what
to
I
my
mean?
mind. I was about to ask that since you had the passion since you were a baby,
Right.
you ended up studying marketing and sales.
Exactly.
Why didn't you think of photography? In the
Okay.
Philippines,
Yes.
do they have a stigma like back in Africa as well? They're like, you need to focus more on something that's gonna give you
Yeah.
money.
Correct.
Or like be a teacher, be a lawyer, be a nurse, like a
Correct.
profession.
Correct, yeah.
More than just photography. What is it
Yeah,
gonna give you? Is it the
exactly.
same as in the Philippines
Yeah,
or?
somewhat like that. Because
Okay.
photography is more of like it's a business, right?
Right.
And then you know, be, before it's kind of like photographers are quite like you could see them like in the studio,
Okay. Yeah.
with film cameras before, right? So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, they kind of like, I want to be there. I don't want to be a photographer. I love the art of
Okay.
doing it,
Yeah.
but the business side of giving you,
Income.
the
yeah.
freedom of income,
Yeah.
of, money is not yet there. I
Right.
didn't see it yet.
Okay.
I was like,
And fear.
So-
Fear also.
yeah, but kind of, I didn't feel it yet.
Okay.
That's gonna be my what do you call it, business,
Okay.
in a way,
Yeah.
But when we came here in Canada, then I started, thinking like, this is a beautiful country to start with my
Right.
passion,
Yeah.
because probably I wasn't given the chance before,
Right.
because you need to, finish the studies and then do what you learn from school, and
Right.
then,
And the sad thing about it is school does not teach you on how to become your own boss.
exactly,
Right? It teaches you to become a manager,
a manager
a CEO, but I mean a manager for somebody else.
for somebody else,
Right? Yes, a manager is a good
Yeah.
position, a supervisor is a good
Yes,
position,
it
but
is.
do you want to work for somebody else, or more freedom is when you work for yourself?
That's
right?
right. Yeah,
Okay.
I actually did work few employee jobs
Okay.
that I ended up like leaving because I had some argument with the management.
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't want to be ruled in a way. It's
Yes.
quite different because your mindset is, I want to be myself. I want a freedom, right? And
You're a
it's
born
like,
leader.
exactly.
That's the thing. That's
exactly.
the problem with born leaders, because I'm not saying it's a problem. I can relate
Right.
to what you're saying because you have your own way of
Right.
thinking,
That's right,
right?
that's right.
And that being said, when somebody says something, you're like, not that I'm saying it's dumb, but I think if I suggest something better,
Right.
right? And it will be a conflict of interest with the manager as
Correct,
well,
correct,
right?
correct.
So how did that end up, like in your past?
Well, a few experiences, some of the managers or management, I became friends with them,
Okay.
and that's a good thing.
Yes.
But some didn't work out well because probably of ego, like, oh,
Yeah.
you're just an employee here, or,
Right.
you know what I mean, something like that.
Yes.
In a way, because I'm kind of like tending on doing it on my way,
Right.
not their way, right? Which is totally wrong because I'm an employee, right?
Right.
So, there's a point where I actually decided to like, no, I want to be just a contractor with
Right.
you, right? So
Okay.
I'm still working
Okay.
with them, but no longer as an employee, as a contractor. So it's gonna
Okay.
be like, okay,
Uh-huh.
I'll be working with my own time,
Right.
with my own face,
Right.
and I'll be more than happy to have like commission rather
Okay.
than being salary.
Okay.
So it's quite different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, being salary, you'll be working from, per hour. You'll be paid per hour.
Right.
So for commission, it's gonna be like you'll be working based on your effort,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like either a low kind of job or a high kind of job, right? Depending on the effort
On the effort
that you're going to be exerting, right?
Yeah.
And your productivity as well.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so if you want to earn like $8 per hour based on, you know, the effort
that
and
you put in.
you know, it could be that way. Or if you want to earn like 1,000 per hour, it could happen.
Right.
It could happen.
Right.
You know,
and
so
with as well with the quality of work that you produce
exactly,
as well, right?
exactly.
Because you know how everybody loves quality stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, same thing with photography, you know. So every photographer has their own different rates, you know, in terms of, you know, rates and value price, call it.
Yeah.
So, you know, how are you going to determine this based on what?
Okay.
Okay, they're like good photographers, good artists,
Okay.
but they lack on something.
Okay.
They don't have the right brand.
Right. Okay.
And people tend not to go to them. It's like, oh, I'm going to go there, you know. But this photographer, this is like good, but has a better branding.
Okay.
You know, they have a higher value, a higher value themselves.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
that is so true.
you know what I mean? So where are you going to go?
That is so true. So in terms of like your magazines, right? When it comes to magazines, do you have online as well?
Online yes, we do have.
So you do both online and hard copy?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
And good thing about this, because we do have now an Edmonton copy for this.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah,
so do you mind telling us more? What's the difference between an Edmonton?
It's gonna be the content's gonna be pretty much the same, same content. It's just the sponsorship's gonna be like different. So sponsorship from Edmonton is gonna be just solely from here.
Oh, so
and we actually call, I think Red Deer will also be part of Edmonton.
Okay.
You know, and if I feature you, you're gonna be here.
Okay, guys, did you hear that? Yeah. If he features me, well, when he features me, I don't.
It's gonna be soon. Actually.
Thank you.
We're actually looking for November issue. So.
Oh, okay.
After this interview, you know, I'll be taking some photos
of you. Talking business. Oh,
no, I'll be taking some photos of you.
Okay, thank you.
Go here and
I'm getting excited.
Get your story.
I always get excited. So if you've seen my other episodes,
I know.
Right?
I actually love it.
Thank you so much.
I actually totally connected with you right away.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, because it's film photography, anything with media.
It's your passion, dear.
Right.
That catches my attention.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
We tend to help individuals, mostly artists, that has the passion, the drive to be there.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
if you have that, then
obviously we'll you'll make it on FCM, guys. I'm gonna make it on FCM.
There you go.
Thank you so much. So as FCM, do you want to just briefly tell us more about the magazine? Like what contents are in the magazine? Like what's in the magazine too? Do you have any specific target audience, or it's an open?
Okay, this is actually a community-based magazine.
Okay.
And we actually focus on our 6 pillars, which is health, family, career, business, community, and inspiration.
Awesome.
So we will be talking, discussing within these pillars.
Okay.
So your story will be based on this to give the community, the viewers, ideas, insights, and impact. You know how to roll with it.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
So it's called Filipino Canadian Magazine. Okay. Because the purpose in here is we're actually bridging the gap between the Filipino community and the whole entire mainstream community.
Okay.
Because sometimes we have like this mindset that we just one community here, we just focus on one community, right? And so now there's actually a bigger community out of our community.
Right, exactly. Right? That is so true, because even when I started as well, I totally appreciate people who represent their communities, right? You know how, like you're saying, this is Filipino Canadian magazine.
Correct.
Right? The foundation is the Filipinos, right? But then being diverse
Diverse.
is
Yes.
the most important thing that people can do. And not that I'm saying, oh yeah, just focus on the Filipinos and I focus on Africans because we need to empower each other.
Right.
It's good to empower each other, but it's
Yes.
also good to open up.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Which
Yeah.
now I understand why we're connected. So because
There you go.
it's great, like being
Yeah.
open and learning other cultures as
Exactly.
well,
That's
right?
right.
Because maybe I just know the African way of doing things.
That's right.
If I learn the Filipino way of doing things, I might become more successful than the
There you
African
go.
way of thinking,
There you go.
right?
There you go.
And everybody is looking for success,
Exactly.
right? And
Exactly,
it's great. Like it's a
Yeah.
good thing that you're doing
Yeah.
and what you're
Because
focusing
you've noticed,
on.
we're actually covering different cultures here.
Right.
She's the First Nation.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
this guy here, he has got a very good success story. It's not
Nice.
from here.
Right.
If you read this is beautiful.
Oh yeah, just want to
Yeah.
show the viewers
Yeah.
which like straight
Yeah.
on the camera.
Yeah.
And
that's
so this
21.
is a Canadian success.
Canadian success.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was the. So this was the. It was talking about the issue of success.
Yeah.
Like the main on this issue,
Yeah,
the main
he's the
topic
main
was
feature.
success.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, awesome.
How he made it
And
here.
his name is Jim
Jim Chawani.
Chawani. Where is
yeah.
he from?
He's actually from somewhere in Africa, right?
Oh, is
But then
it? Okay.
he moved to Europe and studied there,
Okay.
and then moved here in Canada,
yeah.
and he started as a mechanic.
Oh, okay.
Mechanic, right? Now this guy owns several dealerships, mostly Toyota. They have it here in Mayfield Toyota.
Okay.
I think he also has the Lexus here.
Okay.
And there's two in Calgary, two in Toronto. So
Oh wow.
he
Yeah.
owns
So
several
that's
hotels.
Canadian success indeed. Yeah.
It is,
Oh, wow,
his
that's
his
great.
he made it. He made it
Right.
here.
Awesome.
And,
It's so inspiring, like what you're doing, how you came, like starting from back home and having
Yeah.
to pursue now.
Yes.
Now that you're in Canada, and
yes,
it's a good thing
It is.
because you get to learn from the, like I'm saying, when you work with other communities or other heritages, right? You get to learn to know, oh, okay, Canadians do it like this,
Right.
and maybe it'll lead to your success, right?
Exactly.
And that's where you're headed. And
Right.
you're actually, when I look at your Facebook, I'm like, oh wow, he's meeting with the big guys. You know, well, I'm also gonna meet with the big guys.
absolutely, absolutely.
Why not? And it's a good job that you're doing, and keep it up, right?
Yeah.
And another thing that if people are willing to learn,
Exactly.
it's one thing teaching and another thing somebody saying, okay, I will take this in and learn, right? So it's actually a good way of getting out there doing what you love.
That's right.
And also motivating other dream chasers,
Exactly.
right? Because some
Exactly.
people tend to give up,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And you're like, okay, if that thing, I don't know if you have this thought of, with me, I have this whole thought of, if you have something that's within you, if you have something that you're passionate about, I am a Christian, and I have, I'm a firm believer of God put it in you for a reason and a purpose, right? And that being said, He knows a way of unleashing stuff. He knows the people to put in your life in order for you to to succeed.
That's right.
and to get you to where you're supposed to go.
That's right.
Right?
Makes sense. That's why.
It does make sense. So that being said, I'm like, sometimes it becomes scary and you're like, so is it the right thing? It is the right thing. It's because you're scared to go.
That's right. That's
But
right.
the fact that you have it
Yeah.
in your mind, in your heart,
It's right.
it
That's
is the right thing, and it's so inspiring coming from the Philippines as well, and you doing it in Canada. So now we have finally come to the end of the show, and I really appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedule and driving all the way from
it's a
Calgary
pleasure. It's
just
an
to
honor.
be here. Oh,
It's an
thank
honor.
you so
Yes.
much, and I so look forward to working with you and coming to Calgary. Like,
Yeah.
you
guys are welcome.
if it's work, if it's my passion, I will do anything for it, right? And I am so glad that you came here to chat with me, and for people to know a bit of what you're doing, right? And to see more, even on social media, right? And to follow your work and stuff like that. But before we go though, do you have like a motivational catchphrase to inspire people, like dream chasers, to inspire people out there who are chasing their dreams? How just a statement to motivate them.
Well, just what the statement you've said a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay, it's never been too late. It's never too late.
Yeah.
to be, chasing your dream and your passion.
Okay.
So you could start now, or you could start later or 5 years from now. It depends on your why.
Exactly.
Okay? Depends on your why.
Right.
Do you need it now, really?
Okay.
Or I'm just gonna procrastinate and
Yeah.
do it after 5 years. Probably I have 5 years time to
Yeah.
linger, right? So
Awesome. And so, sorry, before we go, guys, a question just came up, like you're saying, chase your dream and it's never too late.
Yes.
And also to advise them on, you've also fallen, right?
oh, several times.
Right. Everybody, like you're saying, people are afraid to get in there because
Yes.
they're afraid of falling.
Yes.
How would you advise somebody who's afraid or who has fallen and about to give up and say,
Yes.
you know what, I don't think it's going anywhere?
Yes. First of all, you need to embrace fear. You have to embrace it.
Yeah.
Falling, hurting, everything. You have to really embrace and accept it and be thankful of it.
Yes.
Because that's the stage that leads you going to success.
Awesome. Yes. Yeah. And you
Yes.
heard it for yourselves, guys. You heard it for yourselves. Everybody falls, and it's normal to fall. It's just it's a way of growth,
It is.
right?
It is part of life.
And it's a way of teaching you,
Exactly.
because obviously you're going to
Yeah.
be disappointed ahead there, right?
It
So
is.
you heard it for yourselves, guys. To the viewers, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to the channel right below Facebook, on our Instagram, on our Snapchat and Twitter. Please follow us and subscribe, and YouTube, obviously. The subscription button is right there, guys, or even after the video, right? And remember, little girls with dreams become women of vision. Take care and God bless you. Bye.